One can never underestimate the power of slowly and carefully drawing out mathematical functions, punctuating the demarcations with little, tiny, small nibbles. And one mustn't neglect to ensure that the x and the y-axis are carefully drawn down the body and through the mind, creating a 3D space within the soul. Taking stock of the meter and measure and mathematics of one's core, a variable here, a constant there, to find the solution that provides absolution for the sins that never were. Addition provides the power and raw materials for this function, pulling in small bits from here and from there, expanding and testing the previously settled limits, building and anticipating and giving a place for these things to begin. Then we must divide. Carefully excise the sins that never were from the self that has never been and the soul that is begging to be, with surgical, numerical cuts of mere degrees that will bleed and cause pain and tears and feel as if the soul is being torn asunder, but division is necessary for the X that marks our next step. This shall not be a final destination, but a multiplication that doubles and triples and quadruples and more our now raw 3D core until limits no longer apply and edges do not exist and meter and measure become the space within one's soul, and then finally subtraction that does not reduce or remove or diminish, but instead provides space and room and an axis upon which to grow, for the sins that never were must be removed by the soul that always will be and yet cannot be removed, yet must be accepted and respected and given its own space to explore and be and figure, drawing tiny functions that move the cosmos. Starts by drawing an axis down one's body and through the mind, creating a 3D space within the soul that can add to itself and divide out the parts, multiply into the universe, and subtract into space that creates meter and measure and mathematics that are always just below the surface, providing their own solution.